I visited as a pastor, and I came to a Doing Church as a Team conference, and then I get a call a couple of years later, and uh, they said Pastor Wayne's interested in talking with me. So
Pastor Wayne at the time, back in 1998, he encouraged us at least once a month to go sit in the gym for overflow. And so once a month we would diligently take our entire family and go sit in the gym. I didn't ever imagine that I would become a sound man or a worship leader or anything like that.
My path suddenly crossed with a man named Wayne Cordero. So I said, you know what? Why don't you try interning for a little bit at New Hope Christian Fellowship?
I kind of make my checklist and the favorable and unfavorable and why we should do this, why we shouldn't. And I started doing that with the move to Hawaii, and when I started doing that, it's like the list I was making to not come far outweighed the list to come, just in economics, in losing or giving up the 2-car garage, 3-bedroom nice home. And we felt the Lord say, it's not about your list, it's about my call.
It really didn't look like they needed me and my expertise, because everything always flows so smoothly, and so it seems like you've got this whole professional crew, and they couldn't possibly use anything that I know.
There was a risk of losing, in my mind, some of my family's respect. It was a big pride thing I had to come over. Am I going to be able to lower my pride and ask my family to support me? You know, after we've been trained to work for everything that we need. My family owned a jewelry business called Skis Jewelers. And then there was also the risk of my family, of letting my family down, not going into the business and not living up to my uncle's expectations.
I love to serve. I love the people that I serve with, and I love what I do. And in fact, I love it more than my job. And the biggest challenge is saying no to opportunities to serve, because it's more fun to serve than it is to work.
There's so many things I couldn't even count that made the risk worth it. It's not even measurable.
All the time people talk about how how worship has touched them, and I know that it's not me and it's not my talent. That's the one thing that I'm absolutely sure of.
When I really plug in and invest into a life, it's incredible the results you see. It's not even something that you have to try hard to do. The results are right there.
Probably one of the most tangible things is just seeing lives transformed, just being a part of seeing lives transformed through this incredible work of God here at New Hope. And I know He's moving throughout the world in other churches, but for me, it's like that's God's faithfulness showing up, and there's no greater blessing than to be a part and see that in action happening right before your eyes, people saying yes and people giving themselves to the Lord.